Hey guys, it is your coach Tanya Grissom. I have a spaghetti squash tip for you. I actually learned this from my mother, and I have used it, Diesel, out of there. I have used it each and every time, so I wanted to share with you guys because it has definitely made it so much easier to make spaghetti squash. So before my mother taught me this, the way I made spaghetti squash is you take the spaghetti squash and you cut it in half. And anybody knows how hard this thing is to cut in half? It's like you might as well make it like a hammer and just pound it on the counter with a knife in it. Hey guys, I see you jumping on. Hey Jennifer, hey Angelita, hey Heather. So the trick, and I think my mom saw this on TV. You cut a little bit off of each of the sides, okay? Put it in the microwave for 8 minutes. So I haven't microwaved it yet, but I could tell you the other steps after because I'm not gonna make you wait on here for 8 minutes. But you put it in the microwave just as so for 8 minutes. Roll out. Okay, so while it's in the microwave, I'll explain the other steps. So then you take, who else, by the way, cooks with a towel on their shoulder? I always need to be wiping my hands, so there's always a towel on my shoulder. Okay, so it cooks for the 8 minutes. While you're waiting for that to cook, you take a, like a casserole dish, and you fill it with a little bit of water. So let me show you how much water. See, there's not very much water in there, if you can see. Just enough to fill a little bit on the bottom, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the squash in half, and we're going, when it comes out from the 8 minutes, of course, let it cool a little bit. It'll be too hot to cut right away. But just maybe wait a minute, cut it in half. It is so much softer, it cuts so much easier. And then once it's in half, you do 1/2 at a time, face down, so flat side down in the water, back in the microwave, 4 minutes. Take it out, let it cool while you're waiting for the other one to go for 4 minutes, and then you could easily just hold it over whatever Tupperware or anything that you're gonna shred it into. Get your fork and just shred it right off. It's perfect. And then I usually take some salt and pepper and a little bit of like fresh seasonings and stuff like that on top and mix it up. Once it's cool, I put it in the fridge. So it's super, super easy to do. So again, cut your ends off, put it in for 8 minutes, and then once it's done for 8 minutes, I still have 6 more minutes to go. Once it's done for the 8 minutes, you're gonna cut it in half, and then you're gonna put it flat side down in the water in the microwave for 4 minutes. And then once it's cool enough for you to hold it, you literally just take a fork, hold it here, and just pull the fork down, and you're gonna shred it down, and it's gonna make spaghetti squash. I utilize my spaghetti squash to substitute out for my carbs. So like if the family's having pasta and I already had carbs that day, my spaghetti squash will be my pasta, and I'll just have whatever sauce that I make for them for their pasta, I'll just put on top of my spaghetti squash. I also take like ground turkey when I make ground turkey or anything like that for tacos, the leftover ground turkey, I'll put in my spaghetti squash. I'll portion it out with my portion containers, and that can be a lunch or a dinner for myself. If it's like a night like tonight, what does everybody want for dinner? Sunday, you know, I'm meal prepping, so sometimes it's kind of like a leftover night. That's what I would do with the spaghetti squash. Hey Maria, it is also very, very delicious on top of salad, especially if you season it. So I like to do salt and pepper, a little bit of, sometimes a little cilantro, sometimes I'll do a little fresh parsley, and I just mix it up. No oil, no butter, nothing like that. It does not stick together or anything. It comes out perfect. So, hey Pam, so if you guys try this, I would love for you to try it. Post in the comments how much easier it was to make it. Because before I started doing this, I would have to bake it in the oven for a good 20 to 30 minutes, face down with oil and salt and pepper on it, and let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes, and then let it cool, and then scrape it. So at least 30 to 40 minutes to make my spaghetti squash. So as opposed to 16 minutes. So it definitely cuts the time, and it makes it so much easier to make. Enjoy!